Hello there, Tyrant here, and I just finished watching the series finale of the Ryu's Works Never Done. And so, it's the final match, not the final match, what am I talking about? It's the fourth match from last week's episode being done right here in this episode. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, it's hard to talk about because what I thought about the finale for this show. For the most part, for what it was intense. I could have given it more credit if I actually knew what was happening. Like, I can tell it's, for the most part, Japanese chess, but I couldn't understand anything that was happening, like board wise. But I really enjoyed the intensity that was going in, the level of competition, the passion that was going in every single thing. Like, I felt it. I even got chills watching. Just talking about it just gave me chills. Even though I personally didn't understand what was happening in the game, I felt the passion that was behind every move. So for that, I give it a plus. But for the rest of the show, it's kind of weird because the show itself was this weird amalgamation of the Ryu picking up a apprentice and everything and leading him to this. It's kind of weird. So to finish the show with him, doing so, like the first, because it was a first match, because he was able to do a very interesting move because he was losing it. Losing. Like, the match was really, like I said, it was really passionately done, but he was losing in a way. But he found a way to, like, how do I say it? Kind of bend the rules in a way. The way I read it, and it was said, is that he did a rule, or he made a move that technically puts the game in a draw, which was like, what? Like I said, I didn't understand what was happening in the game, but that was a cool concept, and okay, this gave him a second chance, a reset, which then, like, when he was playing that game, he had a little bit more confidence. It gave him a little bit more reassurance, because you would think, after coming after all the last three matches, all the things that kind of hit him, you would have thought this first match would have been in, but no, he still had that reservation. But then going into his second of his fourth match, or the rematch anyways, he was able to push, and having the voices of his friends, his family, and everything was really, really interesting, and it pushed him. Another note is the Meiji. Like, every time they displayed him, he was always kind of at, like, mouth to nose level, and that was it. He was never given a proper face. He was just a being, giving him this sense of he's this great person. But when he finally gets a face, he becomes another person, and I really enjoyed that concept, because every time they talked about this character, he was just this very, like, experienced player, and he is, and it gave Ryu a run for his money. He had to push himself to go to another level, and he did. And that's also what you want from an opponent. You want to push yourself. You want someone to push you. And I can see why the Meiji wanted to it was kind of said, test him during the first three matches, to kind of, like, give him that push to get him to go over what he can do. Even Ginko and what's the other girl's name? Can't remember her name at the top of my head right now. Said that they noticed that he's playing a different level of shogi now, and it takes time, takes experience, takes this level of pressure to get there. So, like I said, a very passionate game right there. it's later on, you know, he was able to win the next couple matches, and he keeps his title, and ta-da, that's kind of it. It ends with them kind of in a picnic setting with all our characters returning and giving this little, like, really nice screenshot and everything. So for a series finale, it was fine. There was, I don't know what really you needed to close to make it a series finale, but you know, it was intense. It kind of finished up the arc it was working on. It gave a little nod to how Yaichi and I first met, which was really fun. And then you just gotta see everyone, and that's kind of it. Yeah, like I said, it was a fine season finale. I don't know what more I could say. I'll probably finish. Yeah, I'll talk more during my final thoughts on this show. But yeah, that's kind of it. It was, yeah, surprisingly not too bad. So yeah, thanks again for watching. Until next time.